When it comes to beer, it's no doubt that Heineken serves one of the best and most popular beers in the world. With more than 300 brands and a really strong global presence, Heineken outshines most of all. But where did it all start? What is this multinational beer company's trade secret? Join us as we dive into the history of Heineken and how it became one of the most sold beers in the world. The story of Heineken begins with Gerard Heineken. He was born in 1841 to father Cornelis Heineken and mother Anna Gertruida van der Pauw. Gerard's father ran a thriving business dealing in cheese and other commodities. When his father died in 1862, Gerard, then 21 years old, received a sizable bequest from his father. Powered by the entrepreneurial spirit he inherited from his father, he found his future enterprise. He discovered a brewery in Amsterdam that was up for sale not long after his father passed away. It was named the Haystack. Gerard expressed his excitement about getting the Haystack and his plans in a letter to his mother. Unfortunately, Gerard was too young to use his father's inheritance, so he had to apply to be an emancipated minor in order to legally and independently buy the Haystack. Then, finally, on February 15th, 1864, at the age of 22, Gerard purchased the brewery. With little to no experience in the brewing industry, yet a heart filled with courage, self-confidence, and an entrepreneurial spirit, he decided that he would make this work even by risking it all. The Dutch at the time were more accustomed to drinking ale, brown, and porter, but Gerard decided that making lager would be better in the long run. Even though it meant taking a huge risk, he discovered a Bavarian lager made by a competitor which had a sparkling flavour and contradicted the flat-tasting ale that he had started with. Inspired by his discovery, he decided that brewing Bavarian lager wouldn't be a bad idea. And guess what? It was the best decision he had ever made. By the year 1873, it was the only beer that he was producing. And in less than a decade, a second Heineken brewery in Rotterdam opened up. Gerard dealt with his business with an eye on the big picture. He made sure that none of his staff or clients were treated badly and gave the utmost priority to the product's quality. The company was slowly tightening its reins on the Dutch beer industry, and this caught people's attention both at home and internationally. Gerard wanted to know the secret of beer, which pushed him to brew new varieties of beer. For this, a lot of researching and experimenting with the latest technology was needed. Heineken's brewmaster, Veltman, put in a lot of effort, often travelling to various places as part of his research, and coaxed the Heineken's executive board to build a research lab at their brewery in Rotterdam. The A yeast, which gives a very special taste to the beer, was founded here by a chemist named Hartog Elion, and is one of the most important ingredients in Heineken beer. They also adapted the fermentation technique for this specific yeast to get the best taste for their beer. This recipe won Heineken the Grand Prix at the Universal Exposition in the year 1889. By the year 1893, Heineken was producing 200,000 hectolitres per year, which was a lot more than most of the Dutch breweries. Heineken was developing and soaring high, and its future looked bright. Everything was going smoothly with the Heineken company when something devastating happened. In March 1893, Gerard met his untimely death at the age of 51. With its hard-working and passionate leader gone, the beer company, which was flourishing rapidly, could have gone haywire like many other breweries that had closed down due to similar reasons. However, this was not the case with Heineken. His son, Henry Pierre Heineken, led the company's growth for over 23 years, which focused mainly on international expansion, which focused mainly in Asia and the United States. It was under Henry's leadership that Heineken partnered with two Scottish businessmen to form Malayan Breweries Limited. The flagship product, called Tiger Beer, was born in 1932 and became a huge hit in Asia, making it the best-selling beer there. The difference between Heineken and other beer companies at the time was that Heineken was willing to invest in local brands, thus increasing the domestic demands for these locally brewed beverages. During the years 1920 to 1933, exporting beer to America was difficult due to the laws that made alcohol illegal in America. However, when the prohibition was lifted in 1933, the company was fast to act and went on to claim the American market. This made Heineken the first legally sold beer in the US since the prohibition started. Moving forward to the third generation Heineken, Gerard's grandson, Alfred Henry Heineken, was an excellent leader as well. With his father's death, the company was in his hands, and he had an obligation to make sure that his grandfather's legacy, sweat and tears didn't go down the drain. Alfred, also called Freddy, became the chairman of the company in 1971 and changed every facet of the company, from sales and marketing to the design of the iconic green bottle recognized by all. Freddy was not only an entrepreneur, being a marketeer is where he outshone his predecessors. He personally established the Heineken advertising department, introduced the smiling E, and claimed the color green. In addition, he introduces the Heineken logo star, banner, and hop vine, which are currently renowned around the world. He once said, "Had I not been a beer brewer, I would have become an ad man." He was a true marketing genius before the age of marketing even existed. The first television ad for beer in the Netherlands was from Heineken, and its catchy tagline roughly translated was, "Delicious, clear Heineken." The Freddy years were the years of revolution for the company. With his leadership, the company saw a hike in sales, innovation, and a growth in its global character. When Freddy retired from the board in 1995, Heineken had become the second biggest brewer in the world and had the largest global presence. Side note, did you know that Freddy Heineken was kidnapped once? Yes, you heard that right. On November 9th, 1983, Freddy, who had left his office in central Amsterdam along with his long-serving chauffeur, was kidnapped by several gunmen who were kept in their custody for nearly 21 days. Not only were they stripped of their clothes and belongings, but also chained inside tiny rooms, isolated from the outside world and each other. Eventually, they were released on a ransom of 35 million Dutch guilders, approximately $1.74 million in current terms. The kidnappers, one of whom was the infamous Dutch criminal Willem Holleder, were later eventually caught and served prison terms. Even through such a hard time, Freddy remained calm and composed and had a strong will. Heineken's original brewery was situated in central Amsterdam and remained active for over 100 years. Later, the company moved its brewery to a larger site on the outskirts of the city. The former headquarters were converted into a museum which was solely dedicated to the history of the company and its historical brewing techniques. Eventually, this site gained fame and became one of the most visited tourist attractions in the Netherlands. It is named the Heineken Experience and still runs today. After Freddy's death in 2002, his daughter, Charlene de Carvalho Heineken, continued to be a member of the board of directors of the Heineken Holding NV. Under her reign, the company proceeded to grow into a globally recognized brand, acclaimed for its quality beer and the numerous other brands that cater to a large variety of tastes. Its sales are generated in over 190 countries, with currently only 5 countries not selling Heineken products. The company has an astonishing global market penetration of 98%. This way, Heineken is able to mitigate the risk of economic decline in any particular region, and allows pursuing continued growth in almost every market on the planet. Its powerful marketing strategies and techniques have proved time and time again that brand awareness is not something to joke about. Its giant budget of $404 million on advertising in the US alone has confirmed its position as a premium alcohol brand that people consider first when they enter a bar. During recent years, Heineken has made a series of notable acquisitions and mergers, like the merge in 2010 with FEMSA, a Mexican brewing company, and in 2015, Heineken purchased a 50% stake in the US-based Lagunitas Brewing Company. Many innovations have already taken place under Charlene's supervision, which include the iLabs, an accelerator program that encourages innovation, and the Brewhouse, which is a digital platform allowing the company to create innovative challenges among its team members. Heineken has also introduced a 0.0% alcohol beer, which has upped their game. It offers consumers the chance to participate in the social aspect of drinking beer without actually consuming alcohol. This innovation might help to enter areas with strict non-alcohol policies, like the Middle East. Heineken has a clear vision ahead and shows no signs of stopping. From the Haystack Brewery in Amsterdam to the present day, it has continuously produced quality beer with unwavering taste that has catered to different people all over the world. Their mergers and acquisitions have made them into a dominant multinational giant, making it hard to think of a world without Heineken. What did you think of Heineken's story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to press the bell icon and subscribe to our channel for more interesting business stories.